There is a rule that EU and Ukraine are going against, and that rule says, "Do unto others as you want them to do unto you." Now, let me say, go straight to the point. Let's just assume that for the first time, I stand to be corrected. Russia issued a propaganda. Russia is lying about Putin's residents being attacked. Let's accept it for now. Can we count the number of propagandas that have been issued by EU and Ukraine since 2022? Now, I know you're going to say, he's here to support Russia. It doesn't change anything. Whether or not Ukraine hit Putin's resident does not change anything. The thing is this: Russia has already said, you did it and you did it. They've said it. Nobody can stop it. Nobody can change it. Do you understand? It doesn't matter whether Ukraine did it or not. I know why Ukraine is worried. We know. Because this propaganda, if it is, okay, is too strategic, is too timely, it is well planned. Look at it. We're supposed to be talking about Ukraine and Donald Trump, what the meeting was all about, the outcome, what should follow, the revised peace point plan. And nothing. Now we're talking about how Russia should temper justice with mercy. What do you see? Personally speaking, I have my beef with this EU and Western propaganda. Okay, for example, I started this my niche June 2025. When I didn't know exactly what was going on, I would pick up news from this Western media. And every time I did, I messed up. They were always telling lies. And that's why if you notice, like these days, it's like I quietly drifted towards Russia. Because I don't want to look stupid. They will come up with something, it is always a lie. So I have four of their propaganda here that they've been pushing out. Honestly, I'm not happy with those guys. I'm not supporting anybody, but I must tell the truth. Let's talk about the Ghost of Kiev that was issued in 2022. There was a particular time that the government of Ukraine came out and said that Ukraine had a particular pilot, they call it the Ghost of Kiev, who was shutting down several, what they call it, Russian aircraft. But what happened? The Ukrainian Air Force by themselves admitted that the ghost was a myth, that it was just all scripted to boost morale. And what made it so bad was that they even used government-linked site to promote it. And today they've made the masters of propaganda, and now they're worried. What about the Nord Stream pipeline sabotage? When EU and Ukraine came out from 2022 till 2024 to say that destruction was carried out by Russia by themselves. But what happened? Never. Later, it was discovered by Germany, Swedish, and US investigation. They all said no, it was a pro-Ukrainian sabotage group. No evidence directly linked to Kremlin. Nothing. Nothing at all. Then let's talk about another narrative that came up. EU claims of crippling Russian sanctions. I'm not talking about the recent ones where they said that Russia is planning to attack EU member countries. Was that one not a propaganda as well? Was that one not a propaganda? So when this war started, what did they say? It was claimed that the EU leaders repeatedly said that sanctions would collapse the ruble, cripple Russia's war economy, quickly force Moscow to negotiate. And what happened? Russia's economy stabilized faster than predicted. These guys redirected their threats toward Asia, Africa. They maintained military production. And then EU state later and quietly revised expectations. Do you understand? Now, what about the Ukraine battlefield casualty reporting when this thing started? Even now, it is still going on. Ukraine consistently reported very low on casualties, claimed extremely high Russian losses with precision. And then what independent evidence shows that Western intelligence officials, that's US and EU, later admitted that Ukrainian losses were far higher than publicly stated. Russian losses were inflated for morale and messaging. So many lies. And today, only one propaganda. Let's assume it's one because we have no evidence. Only one, nobody will rest. This whole thing is getting interesting. Let's see the end. Let's see what happens. Let's see. But instead of us to be talking about Donald Trump and what happened between him and this and this. We're talking about Putin. So strategic. Anyway, this one even knows. What do you know, guys?